Next up, we bring you another segment of our new series, Art Fusion, where leading figures in the arts share their perspectives on art today. Rick Dildine is Artistic and Executive Director of Shakespeare Festival St. Louis. Many of us have seen their summer productions in the park, but key to his mission is bringing Shakespeare to city neighborhoods. And he does it in a way that encourages people to participate in productions by bringing their own stories and talents into the process.
Shakespeare Festival St. Louis was created in 2001, and in 2010 we shifted our programming from the park to specifically to the schools, the streets, and the park, looking at venues that are instantaneously personal to people. You know, when you talk about Shakespeare, people say, I don't understand it, what language was he speaking, that old-timey language. I wanted to put Shakespeare in places that were instantly personal to people. There are over 260 city streets shut down in the city of St. Louis with no recourse for how to even open those streets back up. So we said, well, what if we shut down a city street in the name of community, not crime control? So we send a playwright, a director, and a designer into a neighborhood, and they have a year to get to know the kids, businesses, churches, schools, find out what their hopes, their dreams are, what do they want to see their neighborhood mean in the greater St. Louis region. And we take all those interviews and those themes, and we identify the recurring themes, and then we look for a Shakespeare play that has similar themes, and then we mash it up. We interview those people, we take their real stories, and we mash it up to create an original play. So teaching them that your story is important just enough to be on a stage. We put it together, we take that into rehearsals, we cast it with residents, not all professional actors, because we believe that the residents are the experts. The residents are the key storytellers. And then over a weekend, block party style, we shut down a city street in their neighborhood and perform that play for free. We go into the neighborhood with no decisions made. The neighborhood gets to pick the topic. The neighborhood gets to pick the title, the location, the subject matter. And you get into some deep stuff. We don't ever censor what comes out of the neighborhood. We're not picking and choosing and saying, oh no, we can't tell that story. And what is great is the themes that come out, you see recurring themes very quickly bubble up within the neighborhoods. And it launches some great conversation. A lot of it is their actual stories that are recorded, actual word-for-word stories from residents. And then sometimes we slip into Shakespearean dialogue when the moment calls for it. So we have both going on at the same time. A lot of people start out very apprehensive about it. They're kind of removed, but when they start leaning into it and understanding that we're really here to listen. Listen, our job is not to be a savior. We're storytellers. That's what we're great at. So we bring the tools to tell stories. By the end of it, the neighborhoods are all going, please come back and do this again. We've done this twice now. We did this on Cherokee Street, we've done this in the Grove, and now we're looking forward to the next 2-3 years of neighborhoods that are lining up to say, come help us tell our story. I think that arts institutions are created to respond to their community. The arts are here for future generations to look back and see what was important to us. What were the stories? What were the truths we held dearly? And that's our responsibility as arts institutions, especially the ones that have St. Louis in their title, to say it's our responsibility to tell those stories, to create a library of history for future generations to look back on. And that's what I think, our responsibility is not just doing just pretty plays or putting pretty paintings on a wall or pretty plays in a park, but it's actually being a part of a community and saying, this is what's important to our residents. Let's put the story out there for a conversation. Shakespeare is credited with creating over 2,000 words for the English language that we use every single day. But he's also credited with putting stories out there that every single one of us knows something about. Romeo and Juliet is a story about true love, first love. We all know something about that. Richard III is a story about deceit and jealousy. We all know a little something about that. And what I try to do is to boil it down into that personal place, that connected place, not starting with the high, inaccessible place, but at the core of what it means to be a human.